All right, hey boys and girls. So we're very close to our February break. I thought let's do something fun, still educational but fun to kind of send us off on our vacation. So here's my idea. Growing up, I was a big wrestling fan. I've already been Hulk Hogan, the Macho Man. I'm gonna try to be a few others today. Well, maybe not be them, but one person I'm gonna try to turn into. But I found these books down in the library. This one is called Stars of Pro Wrestling, and this one is called Superstars of WWE. Now, I thought of doing a few different things. We could do main idea, detail, but I thought, you know what, let's make this fun, but let's also make this educational, because one thing that you're going to be asked to do this year and in future years in school is you're going to have to find information from a text. A text is a book, right? So I made a table here. It's a little tough to see, but you'll be able to see when you're on the slide. But on one side it says wrestler name, and on the other it says fun fact. So we're going to learn about a bunch of different wrestlers. We're going to write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their names, and we're going to write down a fact about each of them. We're going to do the first few together. I'll have the first few filled in. Then you're going to add probably 3 of your own from these books, or even if you want to do more research on Pebble Go or just on Google, you could do that too. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to start these books in just a second, and we are going to be back and do some learning. All right, I'm going to start with this one, the Superstars of the WWE. Now, see the table of contents. In a nonfiction book, the table of contents is awesome. It's a great resource because it takes you and breaks down where things are that you're looking for. So the second one says Stone Cold Steve Austin, page 6. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, page 8. So if I just wanted to learn about The Rock, I could just go right to page 8. But here we go. WWE wrestlers are strong and skilled. Their special moves make the crowds cheer. WWE has many stars. Here are some of its best. Now that, if you don't know, is a picture of John Cena. You might have thought it was me. No, John Cena. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Few wrestlers stood a chance against Steve Austin. He won the Royal Rumble 3 times. The first was in 1997. Austin entered the Hall of Fame in 2009. Give me a heck yeah. Stone Cold. Remember the debate video when Mrs. Fuqua and I debated one another, and I came out with that music, the glass broke, and I came out and I had the bottle of water and I threw it on the ground? That was kind of imitating Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I'm going to pause the video and we're going to write down a fun fact about Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, so I'm sitting in my computer just like you will be when you are watching this. Now, the wrestler's name was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So where it says wrestler name, I'm going to just click like this and my text box comes up. It'll work for you too. And I'm going to write Stone Cold Steve Austin. If it gets a little too big like that one did, what you can do, sometimes you click this box and I can actually make it just a little smaller and it'll fit. Now, a fun fact about Stone Cold Steve Austin, it said he won the Royal Rumble 3 times. You could write that. It said he was entered into the Hall of Fame in 2009. Maybe that. Maybe you know a different fact. Maybe you know his finishing move was called the Stone Cold Stunner. But the fun fact I'm going to write down was that he won the Royal Rumble 3 times. Now that's my fun fact about Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, let's keep it going. Now this next one you probably know more than any other wrestler. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. My buddy Scotty last year was in the Wax Museum. He was The Rock, and he would press his button and he went, finally, The Rock has come back to Buffalo. Dwayne The Rock Johnson became The Rock in 1998. He was very popular. He was called the People's Champion. His special move was called the Rock Bottom. He won many matches with it. And The Rock has also been in many, many movies and TV shows that you've probably seen. Now, just like we did for Stone Cold, I'm going to add a fact about The Rock. Let's do it. Okay. Now, again, you can add a fun fact that's not even in the text if you know one. If you don't, then we're going to add some things from the book. So, his name is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So I'll write Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now the really cool thing, again, if you see that text box, I'm just going to click it. I'm going to shrink this, write it down just a little smaller. See, now it fits. All right. He was called the People's Champion. His special move was the Rock Bottom. I'm going to write that. His special move was called the Rock Bottom. Now the cool thing about this text box is it'll let you stretch. Ooh, went a little far, I guess. We'll make it fit. I'll play around with it. I know on the video it looks a little silly. There we go. The special move is called the rock bottom. So if you have to go into the next line, that's okay. All right. Our next wrestler. Triple H. Triple H, that stands for Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Triple H first won the Royal Rumble in 2002. He led teams of wrestlers. In 2011, he traded his wrestling gear for a business suit. He now helps run the WWE, which stands for Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment. John Cena. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I showed the picture of Triple H. That's what I do to the kids in my class when they won't get to work in the morning. It works. John Cena. John Cena. Watched wrestling as a kid. He has become one of the top wrestlers. His first match was in 2002. Since then, he's won 15 titles. Cena is loyal to his fans. He's also been in many movies and TV shows and commercials. Brock Lesnar. That looks like me. Brock Lesnar won his first title in 2002. He was just 25 years old. Lesnar did not stop there. He won many more titles. Lesnar won the heavyweight championship in 2014, and he's still popular today. Brock Lesnar, I also know he tried out in the NFL, Minnesota Vikings, I think. Pretty cool. We keep going. Randy Orton. Randy Orton's father and uncle both wrestled. Orton joined the WWE in 2002. His main move is called the RKO. He leaps into the air. Then he pulls the other fighter to the floor. Orton won the heavyweight championship in 2013. So I'm going to write one about Randy Orton. So, let's go back to our board here. And I'll write down his name, Randy Orton. Right in the box here. Just click twice. Randy Orton. And it said his finishing move, that means the move he wins his matches with, his finishing move is the RKO. Now, you might notice when you use Google Docs or even on these slides, if you spell a word wrong, it's okay. It'll show up with a little red line underneath it, and that's all right. It's just kind of giving you a reminder like, hey, we can fix that. So listen, here's my plan. I'm going to read the rest of this story to you, and then I'm going to read you another one. And then your job is to fill in 3 more boxes. You can pick any 3 you want. It could be 3 from this book, from that book, even 3 other wrestlers that maybe you knew from a different time. Maybe the Macho Man that I dress up as once in a while. Maybe Hulk Hogan. Maybe the Ultimate Warrior. Maybe the Big Show. Maybe Andre the Giant. Whoever it might be, right? The Undertaker. So this is a lot of fun. I know some of you are watching this going, I have no idea who any of these people are. And that's okay. Because it gives us a chance to branch out and also gives those kids who do know a chance to really get excited about reading, which I want to make you, right? I think sometimes we think reading is boring. Yeah, well, it can be if you're not reading fun things or things that you're interested in. So that's why I try to show you a variety. Even if you want to delete like Randy Orton and The Rock and put other wrestlers, I'm fine with that. But I'm going to leave these 3 here for you. Your job is to pick 3 other wrestlers and write a fact about each of them. All right? I'll come back. I'm going to finish reading, and then I got a really fun thing at the end for you that I think you're going to love. It's going to involve wrestling moves. Yeah. You're going to write down a wrestler and then a fact about them. Now, you can pick wrestlers from our book. You can even pick wrestlers that aren't in our books. Maybe your parents are wrestling fans and they really like Hulk Hogan or they really like the Ultimate Warrior, whoever it is. You could do it that way. But one thing you can do too, it's a little hard to write a fact down as the book's going, right? So when a page gets done, pause it. And you could write your fact and then keep going. Sheamus. Sheamus is from Ireland. He has bright red hair. His fans love his fighting style. He joined the WWE in 2009. He became King of the Ring in 2010. He won the Royal Rumble in 2012. Funny enough, I have an uncle Sheamus who's from Ireland. So whenever I read Sheamus, I always think of him. So Sheamus, you the man, buddy. Seth Rollins. Rollins joined the WWE in 2012. He formed a team called The Shield. They were hard to stop. Rollins then fought on his own. He won the heavyweight championship in 2015. WWE has many superstars. Who will be next? And there's a picture of Seth Rollins. Now, that was the end of one book, that nonfiction book that we read about wrestlers. Now, I want to show you another part of a nonfiction book called the Index. See that there? And if you look, it has different words of the people we read. So like I see Royal Rumble, and it was mentioned on page 7, 10, and 19. So if you want to read just more about the Royal Rumble, you go to those pages and you can find it. Now, the other nonfiction book is called Stars of Pro Wrestling. There might be some duplicates. Maybe we'll have some of the same wrestlers in this one. Get in the ring. Let's get ready to rumble! Pro wrestlers have loud mouths, big bodies, and bad attitudes. Just like me. Except not muscular. Fans fill arenas to watch them rumble. That's a cool shot. If you've ever been to a live wrestling match, it is pretty cool. It's quite theatrical. There's lots of sounds and fun stuff going on. Randy Orton. At age 24, Randy Orton became the youngest WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Randy is from a famous family of wrestlers. Now, I believe we had Randy Orton in our last book. So again, some duplicates, but some new facts as well. CM Punk. CM Punk won the Money in the Bank match 2 years in a row. Winning this match lets a wrestler take on anyone at any time for the WWE Championship. There he is flying off the top ropes. Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is small but tough. He wrestled Kurt Angle and Randy Orton at the same time. He beat them to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Well, Rey Mysterio is known for his mask. You can see he's got that cool mask on. He's got a bunch of different ones, different styles, different colors. Triple H, he was in the other book. For 20 years, Triple H has faced the WWE's top wrestlers. He has won the WWE World Championship 13 times. The Undertaker. Undertaker is the king of WrestleMania. In 20 years, he's never lost this yearly event. I think that ended a few years ago, but see the Undertaker. When Undertaker comes out, a lot of these wrestlers, they have entrance music, right? Which means when they come out, certain things happen. The lights start going one way. There's different music. When the Undertaker comes out, all the lights go off. And then there's like this bell, kind of like a donging sound. It's pretty cool. Sheamus, we just heard about him. Sheamus is the first Irish-born wrestler to win a WWE championship. He beat John Cena for the title. These are some really cool photographs too, like ringside. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's won the Intercontinental Championship 9 times. That's more than any other wrestler. John Cena. Superstar John Cena started wrestling in WWE in 2002. He's won 11 WWE championships and 2 World Heavyweight titles. I like that one. And that's the end. Again, same little thing. We have a glossary at the end. Sometimes in nonfiction books, they'll have a glossary. I'll get close. You can see it'll have certain words that we might not know, and they'll tell you what they mean. Like that first one says arena, and it says a large building in which sports events are held. So if you're not sure what a word means, sometimes you go to the glossary, it'll tell you what that word meant. So pretty cool. And again, the index, like I mentioned, it shows you what pages different words are on. So if you see, like, for example, WWE Heavyweight Championship, it says 6, 10, and 20, which means it's mentioned on page 6, page 10, and page 20. All right, now without further ado, I'm going to show you some wrestling moves. You might say, who are you going to wrestle, Mr. Duty? You're right, there's no one here. Or is there? Or is there? Oh, hey, Panuski. Looks like it's time we get in the ring. See you in a minute. The Undertaker's also known for his choke slam. Here we go. Okay, what do you want next? Oh, Hulk Hogan's leg drop? You got it. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it's getting a little crazy. All right, Panuski, you lay like that. Here we go. Oh. All right, next up, the people's elbow. You smell what Mr. Duty is cooking. Gonna go off the ropes. Off the ropes. Oh yeah. All right. All right. I got 2 more for you. The next one is from my buddy Shawn Michaels. I'll be right back. His move. His finishing move was called Sweet Chin Music. What he did is he'd take his leg, he'd do a high kick, pop, whoa! There we go. Sweet Chin Music. Now, can we talk for 2 seconds? Because I was a kid once. I think I still am in some ways. Am I trying to hurt anyone? No! Not for 2 seconds. Miss Panuski, that's my girl. Love that girl. right? This is for fun. Am I going to go home and I'm going to do this to my daughters? No. Are you going to do this to your brothers and sisters? No. And if you do, I hope you get in trouble. I really do. I really do. All right, here we go. Sweet chin music. Listen, just to show you that this is the real deal, right? I broke it. Don't tell Mrs. Duty, because this is ours, and I took it from home, and I don't think Mrs. Duty would really like this too much. So if you go to Court Street, yo, like, do me a solid and let's not tell her, okay? Let's not tell her. Oh, man. Let's see if I can unscrew. I don't know. All right, I'll be right back with you. All right. The last move is my favorite move ever as a wrestling fan, and that was the Stone Cold Stunner. Now, I was hoping we can maybe have someone join us. I was hoping for him.
That's right, Texas Rattlesnakes here. What? How's it doing, boys and girls? It's your boy Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm ready to take Winooski down. What? With the Stone Cold Stunner. And that's the bottom line, because Mr. Duty said so.